Now, have y'all ever heard of somebody painting a horse's toenails? We're in a bit of trouble this morning. Well, good morning, everyone. Good morning, ladies. Get y'all a little feed. We also brought a little mineral. Knew the mineral feeders are probably getting a little low. We were just trying to let it dry up here for a few days while we wanted to bounce around the pasture to go fill them up. But all right, it's gonna be a good day. No rain in the forecast today. We're gonna get some hay baled a little later on. Yeah, still watching that rain chance for tomorrow evening, hoping we can get done. We got bale tomorrow before that gets here. But we can talk about it, or we can start feeding some animals. Let's do it. And this here is something really weird. Notice on the hooves of this calf, all that just ulceration. Same thing on the back end. See underneath there. Now, she otherwise looks okay. But that's interesting. I don't know. I'm actually gonna send a video or a couple pictures of that to a friend of mine that does a lot more cattle work and to get their opinion. But that is unusual. So, all right, yeah, her legs really aren't swollen. She's right there at the feed bump. Things otherwise look good, but interesting lesions there. You're out there, especially if you happen to be a cattle vet or just a lot of cattle experience. If you've ever seen anything like that, leave a comment. It looks like she's probably gonna be fine, but still a little unusual and a little concerning. All right, let's go put them some mineral out. Curious animals all up here in the barn lot. We even have a calf because the head gate to the chute is open. I decided, hey, 406, I like that. Got good working facilities and good calm cattle. Sometimes they just go in the chute for the fun of it. All right, we're gonna ride out here. Like always, be sure. Well, I see two of the bulls already. Be sure we see the third one. Got a bag of mineral back there amongst the rest of our junk. We'll put a bag in this feeder. Today was mineral feeder day. Not much of a dew this morning at all. I noticed that kind of first thing. Now we got kind of a light breeze. Of course, sun's bearing down, so I think we'll be able to get baling here before too much longer, but still just a little dew on the ground. Couple things. The baler, I mean, we only baled like 20 rolls last time, so we'll be sure to grease the PTO shaft, but otherwise everything should be in good shape. We're gonna run out of net wrap probably today, definitely by tomorrow. I'm not sure. I know the 567, I believe, is the number on the baler my dad and my uncle have. It is set up to where you can carry your next roll of net wrap also up here. This one doesn't have that exact setup, but I really don't know why I can't set this next roll up here. Like, this does not turn. It's sitting well up above that roll. And because I don't have, I mean, it's gonna be a one-man show today like usual. I don't have, a way to easily get a truck to the field to have a roll of wrap on the back of it. So I'm gonna set it right there. And I don't see why that won't work. If you've run one of these 450 or 450E balers before and you're screaming at your phone or your TV right now, don't do this. This is a disaster. I guess Let me know in the comments, but it'll be too late by the time I read those, of course, because we'll find out here in a couple hours. We're gonna see. That'll save me potentially a lot of time, or if I really screw things up, it may, yeah, be devastating, cost me a whole lot of time. If I lose my nerve on doing it, what I may do is just use that to get me to the field, then drop it. That'd probably be the smart thing, because I got to thinking, I was like, I cannot afford a breakdown the next 2 days. It is almost certainly gonna rain tomorrow night, and we got a lot of hay to bale between now and then. I'm gonna put a little air in that tire too. I'd mentioned that last time, it looked just a touch low. We put a gauge on it a second ago, and it is just a touch low. Okay, we're in good shape now. Went ahead and fueled up both tractors, which of course we've already got everything raked for today, so we won't need to rake tractor again until tomorrow. Serviced everything. Just trying to kill a little time. It's only 9:30. Normally we figure about 11 before we really need to get rolling, let the dew get good and dried off. With yeah, you can see a pretty nice breeze now. With a good breeze and a light dew last night, we can probably start by 10:30 anyway, maybe here 10 o'clock. But yeah, killing some time. We cleaned stalls, swept out the hull of the barn. Oh, that's what I was gonna do. I got that pallet of pelleted staple bedding, shavings, whatever you want to call it. I got them over there just because it's on the full pallet. I'm gonna move a couple of them over here so they're ready for Kaylin to use. I'll find a few more little odds and end things to do, and then yeah, we just don't want to get out there too quick. Tomorrow we may, just because tomorrow we're gonna be a little more up against it in terms of time with that rain potentially moving in, but no need to be in a real big rush today. Now, have y'all ever heard of somebody painting a horse's toenails? Yeah, me neither. But the things you'll do for love. Wife told me, need to paint her toenails. Her, the horse, not my wife's. She can paint her own toenails. But I'll also give a happy anniversary shout out to my wife. 15 years ago this afternoon, I made her the luckiest woman in the world. Right. No, definitely the other way around. She is much more beautiful and much better than I deserve. She puts up with all my shenanigans. You know, full-time job running the vet office, and then I come home and like to play with cows and hay balers and everything else in a lot of my free time, and she puts up with it. So, well, of course, I hadn't been spending time at the vet clinic this week because actually, because of our anniversary, I'd taken the week off. But instead of going out of town, it was really her decision. She said we had too much to do, and then it just worked out for me where the weather was right for hayfield. So, all right, let me finish these toenails. I really don't know if she wanted the back ones done as well as the fronts, but we'll do them either way. All right, we piddled and diddled. We finished up on the little project there in the barn. I needed a couple more of those straps to go around those new feeder panels to secure them to those posts. Did a couple other things. It's now about 10:15, so time we get in the field and get rolling, should be drying up. So let's saddle up and go. As we pull in here and get rolling, I need to give my official bale count prediction. I believe I'm gonna say 85 for today. I'll give another one for tomorrow, but I figured maybe 130 between both days. I believe we got 3 farms to bale today, 3 different properties. We only had 2 of them last year. I think between the 2 of them we had about 80 first cutting. That third place is gonna be probably 12 or 15 rolls if I was guessing. But I'm kind of tempering my expectations on these first 2. So 85 is the official prediction for today. Okay, we're rolling right along. Don't think we'll make it to our 85 number. We're just now at 53. We'll be well under 60. It's the last little field on this farm and the shortest of all the day. Then we got that new place that we have it on bale for. It's big. It's gonna probably be the highest producing bales per acre anything we roll today, but it's not big as far as land area. So we're at 53 right now. Yeah, we'll probably make it to 70. I was guessing if I'm allowed to modify my guess, but maybe between 70 and 75, we'll see. But just a few more windrows to clean up here, and we'll head on up the road. Done pretty good on time. I mean, still like a 2% chance of rain today, but it really clouded up there for a few minutes. Looked like it could rain, but thankfully nothing materialized. For tomorrow, looking ahead, it's still like 5 p.m. So here on this last field, I was right in terms of bales per acre. It definitely out yielded anything else, which we knew it would again. Got 10 and maybe 10 3/4 rolls. Got a 47 incher in there now. I appreciate my buddy Luke letting us cut this. Two of his kids are home. Let them take turns getting a few rounds on the tractor and baler. But it is now, well, I'm gonna watch, says the battery's low. Yeah, it'll be 4 o'clock by the time we make the 2-mile drive home and get her back in the barn. So, pretty good day. Oh, I am just a little worried about tomorrow. Just getting everything done before it rains. Haven't raked that yet because, of course, we were doing this today. My buddy Tim that owns that place, he's actually going to be back in town tomorrow by about 1. So what my plan is, I'm gonna get out there maybe even before the dew's completely off of it, just in the interest of making sure we get done. Start raking. Then I'll probably rake for a couple hours and start baling, and then he said he wanted to rake once he got home, and so as long as he's not delayed, if he's on by about 1 o'clock when he thought he would, that should give us plenty of time to get it up, but we shall see. I didn't point it out, but I am wearing the Ag Gear hay baler shirt. It's twice this year we baled hay. Each time we're making sure we're wearing the most appropriate shirt to do so. The hay baler, it's got the perforated holes along the underarms and on the back, all sorts of pockets, which is nice. I'm carrying all kinds of junk with me all the time. But yeah, check them out. Discount code Hurricane, 15% off. Again, Ag-Zag anniversary sale. The big sale is going on right now through, I believe, June 5th. If you're watching this video after that, don't worry, you can always get 10% off using the discount code TALKDIRT, all caps, all one word. All right, I need to go pick up kids, and we gotta get to a ball game. Well, another good morning to y'all, and we're in a bit of trouble this morning. The rain chances for today all along pretty much start at 5 p.m. Like, okay, that's fine. We're gonna have a baler backed into the barn, be sipping a cold beer and watching the Vols play baseball. You're getting ready to by then. Well, they moved those rain chances up by, well, it's now 6 a.m. and we're pretty much already at like a 30% chance, and it's like we get to after lunch and it goes up to like 70%. So we may have some hay get wet. I don't know. One good thing, the breeze is blowing pretty strong. Not kind of like yesterday, probably even better than yesterday in terms of hardly any dew. So we're gonna run check calves up the road, and then we're gonna start hitting the lick. My other problem is the gentleman that owns this property, he had offered he was gonna rake it for me, which is fantastic. But he's out of town. He's not gonna be back in town until early afternoon. And originally, if the rain was gonna hold off, I was like, yeah, that'd be fine. You know, we'll start, I may start raking about 11:30, 12. He can take over for me as soon as he gets there, and then I'll start baling. We'll be done by 4 o'clock probably. It's looking like we need to be done. I probably need to be done before he even gets home. I don't know, being a one-man show. And then of course, because I didn't ask anybody else to help yet, I text my buddy PJ, who's helped us before this morning, but it's Friday. I mean, everybody's working, and it's super short notice now, so I don't know. In the future, maybe I'll learn. I'll go ahead and, even if I think I might end up having too much help, I'd rather have too much, than get in a situation where, the weather completely changes on us and kind of screws us over. So, yeah, y'all get to see if we can race the rain. Racing the rain, normally not something I would recommend trying to do, but that's the situation we're in today. Okay, with the last couple of stragglers coming up down the hill there, all these yearling heifers are in good shape. One thing working in our favor is, look at my boots. Yeah, they're slightly wet, but I've been out here walking around in this knee-high grass. There's not much dew at all to speak of. It's been just, a breeze off and on blowing this morning. Assume it may have done that kind of all night. So if we can get to the field, we can probably start much earlier than we normally would. And normally, yeah, even if it was a little dew, we'd still wait until later in the morning. But it comes down to, would we rather, break and bale this hay with a little dew on it, or with a lot of rain? That's the other thing, it ain't supposed to be a little bit of rain. It's supposed to rain, there's a good chance for like the next 24 hours, so looks like off and on we may get, over an inch. So if it's gonna be a sprinkle, and then the sun's gonna come back out, the next couple of days, we'd say, oh, okay, a little sprinkle on it. We can deal with it later on this weekend, but now I don't know when we get a chance to get it up if we don't get it up today. All right, y'all eat some grass and gain some weight. Stay alive. Well, we are raking, but of course it looks a little ominous. This system's kind of moving up from the south or southwest. Basically, yeah, the directions the clouds look the worst. There's like a little smaller band that's kind of trying to get this way, but it's like, not sure if it's gonna hold together. It might slip past us. If we can dodge that first bullet, we should have at least a couple of hours, I'm thinking, which won't be enough to get it all done, especially with me having to rake and bale it, but we may at least put a big dent in it. So kind of the game of Russian roulette we're playing is, how much do I want to rake in front of the baler? Because again, I don't want it to be windrowed up when it gets rained on. Laying flat's bad enough. If it's windrowed up, then it's a real disaster. So in a perfect world, I would just rake it all and then bale it all, but I'm certainly not that bold in thinking we can get it all done, but we'll see. Y'all are along for the ride. Well, we're rolling along. What I did, this farm's just 2 main fields. So I just made one big pass with the rake around that border of both fields. We like to do that anyway when we have the baler and the rake in the field at the same time. And that way when you're turning on your ends, you don't have to go back and rake your ends. You already got that clean. Two, with these kind of odd shaped fields, which these aren't nearly our oddest, by the time you get that outside pass done, heck, you probably got 10% of the hay. Which we just wrapped our 4th one. There's gonna be between 5 and 6 by the time we do this outside pass completely. And I doubt we get to, I mean, it may just be 40 rolls, so we'll be over 10% of the way done as that is concerned. But yeah, just hoping the Lord keeps smiling down on us with that, well, I can't really say sunshine, although she's trying to peek through a little bit right there. But yeah, we'll see. I just talked to my dad. He can't help because I'm out of the office. I'm already leaving them short-handed. But he said it was already actually sprinkling at his house, which we're just a little east of there. And thankfully, yeah, we're in the dry still for now. Okay, it's now just a few minutes after 9. Waiting on, actually I do have a buddy of mine's son is gonna come. I got to thinking, dude, it was just so early at first, like, man, I don't wanna be waking people up. The sun is out, but there's actually a few sprinkles falling. But nah, overall, the Lord has smiled on us just a bit. I've got 10 rolls baled. We're probably a quarter to a third of the way done. The sky's looking a little better. My helper should be here probably any moment now. His problem is he's not old enough to drive. His parents are at work, which I could have called earlier, I guess, but I didn't want to again bother anybody. You know, if they were sleeping in on a Friday. So Kaylin's going to give him a ride. They live just around the corner from us. But she had a conference call until 9. It's now 9:30, so we'll get him lined out. He has driven that model tractor before. I don't think he's ever raked hay before, so not a terribly steep learning curve for a rake, and he's a pretty sharp kid, so I think we'll be rolling along pretty good. All right, and I got my man Baler lined out on the rake. So he's a pretty sharp kid. My buddy Lee, his dad, has the exact same model tractor, so he's familiar with all the controls. Just got to figure the rake out. Looks like he's doing just fine. And heck, I need my sunglasses. Look at this. This weather's crazy. It looked like rain was just absolutely imminent about 2.5 hours ago, and it is still going to rain. We're still like 100% chance, but it's now looking like it's now 10:45. It's going to be like early to mid-afternoon. Don't want to jinx us because it could pop up out of nowhere, but if we don't have a breakdown, we should be in good shape, which that's always a big if. Well, we raced the rain and we won. Baler and I just got the hay baler back under the barn. Oh, if you had asked me about 6 o'clock this morning, and definitely about 8 o'clock this morning, were we going to get done with that before it rained, I would have said no way. And now it actually is just kind of partly cloudy. It is definitely going to rain. But that first band it was kind of coming up out of the south, and as it was coming up, it was tracking just enough to the west. It just slipped right by us. So good Lord was smiling on us. But we're not done for the day yet. I got to hook up to the trailer because Kaylin needs me to go get some more alfalfa. She was going to go do it, but now that we've gotten done and it's only 12:40, I'm like, well, I can go get your alfalfa for you. She helped me this morning, bringing Baler to me and giving me a ride and whatnot. All right, made it home with a little alfalfa. I don't know, you may not be able to appreciate, but yeah, the rain has arrived. Yeah, can't stress enough how grateful we are. The good Lord allowed us to get that hay rolled this morning. Hope those guys, they're just like a county north of us where I think he said they had about 1,500 bales to get out of the field. And we didn't help him too much, just with 60 of them. But the way it was kind of moving, hopefully they're not really getting this rain yet. But man, it's been an exhausting day. So I woke up about 3:30. So when I checked my phone and saw, oh crap, that rain is definitely getting here earlier than originally thought. It's a little after 4 now. I'm exhausted, mentally and physically. It's just, in reality, we just had a few acres of cow hay that could have gotten wet, but didn't. A lot higher value crop there. But I've rambled on. So we got the Proudly Farming Big Orange Country shirt on. Of course, by design today, we're gonna go watch the Vols start the NCAA tournament run here in just a couple hours. But we appreciate y'all watching. We'll be right back here doing it again. We gotta get some hay moved home now. Got right at 100 rolls to move home. Get stacked here in the barn. Don't know when that'll be. If it does set in the rain for a day or two, that's fine. That hay that's already rolled in the field will be okay. But we'll be back after it, getting some fertilizer spread. So hopefully our next cutting is quite a bit more yield than this first one. But we appreciate y'all watching. We're going into town, I believe, gonna watch the game. We got a new little sports bar and grill. No doubt we're gonna be eating beef in some form or fashion. I've already laid out some ribeyes for tomorrow night. Hopefully the Vols win tonight. They'll be playing the night game tomorrow night. We'll be grilling some ribeyes sitting around the pool if it's not raining. So we're gonna be eating beef. We want y'all to do the same. Y'all remember, eat beef and God bless.